chakras, right? From the root chakra to the higher chakras. There is a complete parallel that you can draw with the traditional Chinese medicine, the concept of pressure points and meridians in the body, and they are very relatable the way it has been understood in the yoga also. So there is a parallel that you can draw between the yoga and acupuncture and traditional science medicine, and even the concept of prana or chi is not scientifically recognized, but it's an abstract concept of existence of a life force within our body, which is in traditional Chinese medicine is represented using the word chi or ki, and we call in yoga and Ayurveda we call it prana, right? So there is a lot of parallels that you can draw to at least have some confidence that not everyone might be making up stories parallelly, right? Similarly, there are in Ayurveda you have the three qualities Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, which in turn is also a combination of five elements of the existence, and many people have benefited from the treatments of Ayurveda. It has been proven. It is even considered by the scientific school of thought. But to explain it in a evidence based way or practice is very difficult because it has come through experiential knowledge or perceiving or realizing rather than measuring. So it appears bizarre to logical mind that how can someone give a pill with hardly any medicine in it, but it makes a difference, right? But the school of thought of homeopathy says that it's not the external medicine that heals the body; it is the very own immunity of the body which heals it, and medicines are just a way of activating that immunity so that there is a holistic treatment of the human body rather than just the symptoms of it, which it sort of makes sense, right? Even though we are not able to find the evidence, but I think its importance lies in the research that it is showing. It because of the bizarreness of its appearance to the logical mind, it appears as a quackery or a so voodoo or just a placebo effect. People are just thinking that it is working, and because of that, it works. However, if you have if you approach this understanding with a little bit of humility, you will be able to see that there is more to it than just what we think it is, right? Let me go ahead. So, what I understood based on my studies is that there seems to be a pattern in everything that exists in the universe, existence in the cosmos, and that pattern is of two forms of nature. One is the masculine form, and one is the feminine form, not to be confused with the male or female. These two forms are intertwined and present in everything that we see. Uh, a masculine form is that form of nature which is goal oriented. It is seeking. It's desiring to attain a particular state. It is really working hard and self restraint and control and condition to go towards the direction. So, but on the contrary, you will also see another form, which is the feminine form in the nature, which is surrendering, caring, nurturing, affection, escaping the bounds of condition and releasing all the conditions and just live the way life presents it to us, right? So there are these two forms, and the very nature of these two forms are that they both are essentially the same, but these two are just the forms of the same absolute truth in the universe, and these two forms cannot be separate from each other. They are one and the same. Uh, when one form is in excess, uh, it it implodes eventually to become the other form as well. So they are interchangeable. At the core of one form is the other form, and they are sort of not different. It's just they are these two are trying to find a balance. So everything that is happening around us in the cosmos is just trying to find a balance between these two forms of existence. Um, this is not limited to physical things, but even the metaphysical concepts. Uh, it applies to living things and non-living things. It applies to both the kind of objects which five senses can perceive and those which cannot be perceived through these regular senses. It goes beyond good or bad. Even in good, there are both the forms. Even in bad, there are both the forms, and also not to be confused with the male and female that we call. In male, the masculine form is more dominant, and it tries to identify it with that particular form. However, both the form is present in the male. Similarly, in the female gender also, both the forms are present, and everything is just trying to find the balance between this. Let me show you how traditionally, through various symbolism is the language of subconscious mind. You cannot teach to subconscious mind through directly giving the information like the knowledge or the truth. That is for intellect, that is for the mind which discriminates. For the subconscious mind, symbolism works. That is the language through which it communicates. Sounds, smell, which are non-discriminatory in nature. So these religious texts and scriptures, whatever I have read and understood, me being me being a Hindu, so it has helped me understand what it eventually is trying to say to the subconscious mind, which the logical mind can accept if I draw the parallels. So if you see mm, the energy, the two forms that I am talking about that exists in Chinese traditional medicine, you might have heard about yin and yang. So the yang represents the masculine form, and yin represents the feminine form. But if you see these both masculine and feminine forms, at the core of them is the other, right? So one has other inside it. They are fundamentally one and the same, but both are trying to exist in the state of balance. And this is the state of balance that has been represented in several forms, as if that is the state of mind one should try to go towards. So let me try to draw parallels with other religions. In Hindu religion, Shiva and Vishnu are the two forms. Shiva being the masculine form, and Vishnu being the feminine form. We have studied, many of people know this for a fact, that when they pray also they know that these two gods are one and the same. And there is a very popular shloka in Skandopanishad, which says Shiva Vishnu Rupaya Shiva Rupaya Vishnave. That means the form of Shiva is eventually Vishnu, and Vishnu's form is eventually Shiva. And also Shivasya Hridayam Vishnu, Vishnosya Hridayam Shiva. That means at the heart of Shiva, or the masculine form, lies the Vishnu form, and at the heart of Vishnu's form lies the Shiva's form. Both are not different from each other. Both, and when there is a state of balance, that is the ideal state, or Ardhanarishwara or a Harihara state, that often is called. It is a perfect state that everything in this world is trying to achieve. Even the Shiva Lingam, this is a symbol that represents the balance of masculine and feminine energy. This is another symbol which is heavily prayed in religion. Um,